Okay, what we are going to do today is we are going to learn how to create a graph in PowerPoint presentation. So the very first thing we need to do is locate our PowerPoint icon. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up a PowerPoint. Next, what we're going to do is we are going to create a title for our presentation. And this title should be what your group decided to be the title of your presentation. Okay, after you create a title for your presentation, we are going to insert a new slide. After we've created our new slide, what we're going to do is we're going to click on the bar graph icon, and it says Insert Chart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this chart. After I click on this chart, I'm going to choose the XY scatter. After I choose my XY scatter, I'm going to go along the bottom here, and I'm going to choose the fourth one over, and it says scatter with straight lines and markers. After I've chosen that, I'm going to press OK. And this inserts a formatted graph. Once I've gotten to this, I'm going to go ahead and go to my Excel spreadsheet. My A column is my X value. My B column is my Y value. So I'm going to take my information that we collected during our experiment, and I'm going to first plug in my X-axis values. In our experiment, our X-axis is the mass of the car. So I'm going to go ahead and enter the masses of my car. As you see on the left-hand side, you do have the beginning of a chart. Obviously, this isn't correct yet because we still have to enter a Y value. Our Y value for this lab was the speed of the car. So let me enter in my numbers. Okay, now you can see on the left-hand side that we have got the beginning of our chart with our X and Y values that looks similar to what we are looking for our class. Now that I've got the basic setup of my chart, I'm going to go ahead and exit out of my Excel spreadsheet and start working on this. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a title for my graph. Our title is always the relationship between our X and Y variables. Okay. Now that I've got my title, I'm going to go ahead and start working on the main part of my graph. I'm going to get rid of the two boxes that we don't need because we are going to do a basic graph like what we'd normally do in class on graph paper. So now what we're going to do is we are going to insert our X and Y axis labels. In order to do this, I have to go up to where it says Chart Tools, and I'm going to click on Layout. You will see there's a lot of selections that we can make. So what we are going to do first is we are going to do our X and Y axis labels. So I'm going over to where it says Axis Title. Click on that. I'm going to start with my X-axis, which is my horizontal axis. I choose the primary horizontal axis title. Go over to where it says Title below the axis, and I click on that. We now have a box that we can use to insert our title. So I click on my box, delete my words, and insert my title. Please do not forget to enter your unit of measure in parentheses. In this case, we used grams as our unit of measure. Now I'm going to go back over to where it says the axis title, and I'm going to insert my y-axis, which is my vertical axis. You can see there are 3 different options we can do here. I'm going to create the rotated title option because it looks better in my opinion, but you can choose any 3. Okay, I'm going to click into my box. I'm going to delete the words there. Now I'm going to insert my y-axis title. In this case, it was the speed of the car. Please do not forget to put your unit of measure in parentheses. Our unit of measure for the speed was centimeters per second. Okay, now you can see this is our basic format. We have one more thing we need to do, and we need to enter our y-axis major grid lines. So now I'm going to go up to where it said grid lines, click on that. I'm going to click on where it says primary vertical grid lines, scroll over, and I'm going to click on where it says major grid lines. We are now complete with our graph for our PowerPoint presentation. If I want to view what our graph looks like, I'm going to go ahead and just click my slideshow view. So when we were able to present this during class, this is how our slide is going to look.